Morning dear students, in the series of reciprocating air compressor, it is lecture 2. In this lecture we will discuss about the working of single acting reciprocating compressor and their parts and the terminology which is frequently used in single acting reciprocating air compressor. So moving forward, this is working of single acting reciprocating compressor. This is the diagram, basic diagram of reciprocating air compressor. In this diagram we can see that is your crankshaft, connecting rod, piston, cylinder, that is your delivery sides, delivery valves and the suction valves, low pressure air, cooling jackets, all are the parts. When seeing these that we think about the engine cylinder parts, IC engine cylinder we're talking about, and the reciprocating air compressor. Most of the parts are the same, like connecting rod, piston, cylinder, cooling jacket is also there. In case of crankshaft is there. Only difference is that inlet outlet valves for the mechanism, that is for in case of rocker mechanisms are used, crank and rocker mechanism are used in case of IC engine, but in case of inlet and outlet valve opening, there is only due to the pressure difference. In case of compressor, we will see later. Actually, first of all you have to see how they works. Okay, so as we know that reciprocating air compressor, it is a power absorbing device. It requires some power to operate that. Suppose that is a motor which is frequently used to operate the reciprocating air compressor. As we know that the electric motor which is convert electric energy into mechanical energy, and the mechanical energy, so the crankshaft is rotated with the help of electric energy motor. When the motor is connected to the crankshaft, the crankshaft is rotating. The crankshaft is rotating, as you know that is your connecting rod. Connecting rod means the rotating motion is converted into the reciprocating motion. So when the piston is moving top dead center, as we know that the cylinder having two extreme position, one is the top dead center and another is the bottom dead center. In case of vertical axis, if the axis of cylinder is a horizontal, is also known as inner dead center and outer dead center. So the piston moving from top dead center to bottom dead center, the process is suction creates. Inlet valve is open or a suction valve is open from the atmosphere at pressure P1, temperature T1. From the atmosphere, air is incoming from atmosphere to the engine cylinder when the piston is rotating from top dead center to bottom dead center. Until the piston reaches BDC, delivery valve is closed, suction valve is open, same as the IC engine cylinder. When the piston is moved from bottom dead center to top dead center, both the valves are closed. The compression of air is carried out. The compression of air is carried out, and during the compression the heat is liberated, so that the heat rejected from the outer surface of the cylinder, so the cooling jacket is provided. So during the compression at the end of top dead center, the pressure of air is high, and when the piston reaches the top dead center, the delivery valve is open due to the high pressure difference. The delivery valve is open, so that the higher pressure air which is delivered to the receiver. Receiver is nothing, it is a storage component where the high pressure air is received. That is the basic mechanism of single acting reciprocating air compressor, which is based on the slider crank mechanism. So there is a three process carried out. One is the suction, another is the compression, and third one is the delivery. All the three processes are carried out only one revolution of the crankshaft. That is a single acting. In case of single acting, there is some terminology which is frequently used in case of reciprocating air compressor. One is the single acting. As you know that single acting, a compression, suction and the delivery, all the three processes are carried out only one side of the piston. That is the one side of the piston. That is known as single acting. But in case of double acting, this side can also be used. Means first time there is a suction and simultaneously there is a delivery. So this kind of arrangement is known as double acting steam engine. Now second one terminology is single stage, multi-stage. Suppose that this type of reciprocating air compressor which is delivered at pressure at 6 bar. As we know that it takes the air from atmosphere at 1 bar. So during the, if the compression of air is carried out from 1 bar to 6 bar, only one cylinder, not in the single, no, not in the two cylinder, means the compression of air from initial pressure to the final pressure is carried out only one cylinder. That is known as single stage cylinder. The next term, it is the pressure ratio. As the name indicates that it is the ratio of absolute discharge pressure to the absolute suction pressure. Means it is the ratio of P2 by P1. Means that is the delivery pressure of air, that is 6 bar, and the initial pressure of air, that is 1 bar. So the pressure ratio is 6. It is the basic terminology which is frequently used in reciprocating compressor. So single acting, double stage, multi-stage, what is pressure ratio, these are the terminology which is frequently used in reciprocating air compressor. Okay, thank you.